What's up, YouTube? It's Waking Zach. I'm back for you. So make sure you like and subscribe as you always. Watch full video.
One of the most controversial rappers coming out of
Hand
the
dog.
West Coast in recent years is by far none other than Swifty Blue.
Gangland, the southern side. I'm right here with the homie from White Fence. Check it out. If you ever in Los Angeles and you out here handling business, make sure you tap in with some solid homies for your own security. The streets is dangerous. Like, hey, Swifty, I need some shooters with me. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Yeah. Soft 25 bands.
Oh, that's it?
Soft 20 years, soft 25
How many
bands.
days
You gonna
is
have some
that? How
shooters
many
with
days?
you. Man, for as long
the
as
whole
you,
weekend?
as long as you
Mr. Check-In With Me himself is now more viral than ever for all the wrong reasons.
Hell no.
As 19 members of the notorious Mexican Mafia have been charged by the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office for their alleged involvement in a conspiracy to murder the rapper. Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Swifty Blue and the 19 Mexican Mafia members or associates that were taken down after repeatedly trying to kill him. Within the Mexican gang culture of Southern California,
and they came from that
squad that is known amongst all, but very rarely.
No.
Those that live that life follow a strict set of rules more known as politics and are forbidden from ever publicly acknowledging La M. On the streets of Southern California, if you were born in a Mexican neighborhood, you were raised amongst the Southsiders. Primarily known as Sureños, the Spanish term for Southerner, Southsiders control multiple hoods known as barrios within Southern California and are considered the largest population within the California prison system. Entering the Los Angeles County jails to roll with the Southern Mexicans would be known as rolling with the Southsiders. But in prison, just because you're a Southsider, that doesn't make you a Sureño. That title could only be earned through blood, sweat, and steel. And it wasn't optional, meaning you couldn't ask for it. You could raise your hand to put in work, or your name could be called. But either way, it wasn't until you completed the mission or multiple.
Right, it just reminded me like a sad time I'm in jail, right? And you would think that it's the guards that's sending you to like the dorm that you gotta go to. Like, you know, they're judging you, or you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. Because how jail goes, yeah, it's about the races, but then it's also about, you know, the gangs. So therefore, like, this dude walked up, bro, like, stocky little Mexican dude, tattoos, but like, normal tattoos. Like, it wasn't nothing like gangster. Like, it was like crosses and names, stuff like that. RIP this, like parents, or you, I assume, but probably didn't assume. So the dude walked up. He walked to the inmate that's sending people where to go. He like Southsider. He like no, no. I'm like, damn, bro. He played for life. He is not trying to go over there, bro. And then, mind you, in this job, I'm in, bro, they control this shit. The Southsiders, they control the jail. Like, when everybody else is going to yard one time a day, they going 2 times a day. How you get that? Boy, them niggas ain't nothing to play with, boy.
Missions
niggas ain't nothing to
before
play
you
with,
could
better.
even be considered. Even then, as a Sureño, this still wasn't the top of the food chain. There was another level that truly called the shots, that sent the orders to the Sureños, who then sent the orders to the Southsiders. And this elite group is known as the Mexican Mafia. Sureños represent the number 13, the 13th letter of the alphabet being M for Mexican Mafia. The connection between the two isn't a secret, and the power of both groups has been felt throughout not only the state, but the federal prison system as well. So how did Swifty Blue become a target by one of California's deadliest gangs? Swifty Blue is a known Southsider from Eastside Para 13, a Southsider gang on the east side of Paramount, California. Making noise as a rapper, he'd make even more noise for the controversial things he'd do or say, like telling visitors of Los Angeles to tap in with him for protection.
So go. Gangland, the southern side. I'm right here with the homie from White Fence. Check it out. If you ever in Los Angeles and you are here handling business, make sure you tap in with some solid homies for your own security. The streets is dangerous. If you're not tapped in, you will get stepped on. Believe that. You will get stepped on. Believe that. The streets is dangerous. Tap in. Tap the fuck in.
The shooter to the right of him from White Fence 13 is none other than G-Face, another Southsider who cooperated against the Mexican Mafia when he was stabbed back in the day. G-Face is currently incarcerated and in protective custody, as he isn't a made man, he's a marked man. And according to transcripts, has had a green light on his head from the Mexican Mafia since 2006.
Damn.
As far as Swifty Blue
That's
goes,
a long time,
a source would
boy.
tell me Swifty
You
was
got a
dating a
green light on
woman
you?
related to a member of the Mexican
I'm trying to
Mafia.
disappear.
During a fallout, this woman would allegedly threaten to tell her uncle about Swifty Blue disrespecting her, and it's alleged Swifty said fuck the both of them. He either didn't know who or how powerful that woman's relative is. Swifty Blue is alleged to have been paying a fee for the disrespect to keep himself unharmed. And keep in mind, everything I'm saying now is from a confidential source, so take everything with a grain of salt. Swifty's mouth would get the best of him, saying things on social media that was taken as disrespect to the Mafia, making his money no longer good. It's alleged that he didn't stop paying, but that his money would no longer be accepted. Another narrative is that he was paying, but at some point refused to keep paying. And regardless of which storyline is actually true, Swifty Blue's name was placed in the hat. In other terms, he was greenlit, and any member that fell under the umbrella of the Mexican Mafia was to kill him if the opportunity presented itself. Another YouTube channel by the name of Renegade Media would thoroughly cover this story.
I'm disappearing, my boy.
A year ago, before anyone knew of the murder conspiracy, meaning he really had sources providing him with information that had yet to be revealed by law enforcement. The FBI would announce a conspiracy to murder the rapper began in December of 2022. Within the criminal complaint, Manuel Quintero, who goes by the name Snuffy, is alleged to be the man who ordered the hit. This is alleged to be the uncle of the woman Swifty Blue was dating. A man named in the complaint would tell an informant that members in Paramount, Compton, and downtown LA had...
See, that's why you gotta watch who you dating, bruh. Because again, like some females, hey, even the I guess the dudes too that might come retaliate behind her. Like certain things are DMP stuff, meaning, you know, his stuff and her. That's them. Certain things. Now, if he put his hands on her, that's a little different. That's a different ball game. But words, calling her, I'm trying to use the right words so we don't get yellow marked. Like, this downgrading words. It's words. It's words. Sometimes people, especially if you're the type of dude that's going to do the retaliation behind her, know that it's a 85% chance you're gonna do that behind her, and then after you're done, she's gonna be right back with him. So like you really kind of waste your time.
Instructions to attack Swifty on sight. La M would learn he was arrested, and word was passed from the streets to prison, and from prison to the county jail. In November of 2023, while inside of the Los Angeles County Jail, a man who was 2 cells down from Swifty Blue would call his 66-year-old mother, asking her to ask an associate if the one who sings is still good. His mother would hang up. When he called back, she'd tell him he's no good. For this, both the man and his elderly mother have been charged with the conspiracy to murder. 2 days after the mother and son spoke, another jail inmate called a prisoner who had a contraband cell phone. After mentioning Swifty Blue, he'd ask if he remembered a Raza rapper who was in the shower. Prosecutors believe this was in reference to MoneySign Suede, the 22-year-old rapper who was killed with a box cutter in a prison shower 7 months earlier. The prisoner on the phone would say, the end result should be the same. The next day, Southsiders were told to handle that shit with prejudice. At 5:50 in the morning when cells popped for showers, 3 Southsiders rushed Swifty Blue's cell as a 4th man would obstruct the jail camera as they beat and sliced the rapper. 5 hours later, a man would call a woman from jail asking her to tell the member in prison that old boy got his rap session. They didn't really get a good show. Expect them to be performing in probably the 4,000th floor here soon. In other words, they failed to kill him and plan to try again as soon.
That's crazy. Like, niggas think they talking in code and the police still got it. They said the rapper got his show, boy. That's crazy. They still knew exactly what you were talking about, bro. But that just goes to show, like, police are not, like, out of tune. Or, like, they're up to date. They're hip to what's going on. They're looking at the music videos. They're looking at the thing that people are posting on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and everything, and they're putting 2 and 2 together, and they know exactly what people are talking about. There is no new slang. There is no new slang. Stop it. If you think you finna talk in code, no. Even if you're smart enough to talk, like, it's some people who can talk backwards. I had an ex-girlfriend who did that. Her and her sister, bro. I swear they used to irritate me to hell with that, bro. Like when you really listen to them, you can hear the words and you know that it was sounded backwards. But they was talking like full blown conversation in backward words. Even that, the police are hip to that.
Swifty landed in another part of the jail, but before this would happen,
you gotta damn near make him a
Swifty
whole new
was
language,
released, essentially saving his life. In March of 2024, members would communicate through TikTok stating the rapper was on live outside of his family's home. An armed Southsider would drive to the house at 1 a.m., sending a picture of a gun in a cup holder of his car and replying on TikTok saying he ain't here. Members were later sent to vandalize Swifty's home, tagging Swifty Blue 187, a sign he's marked for death. Every step of the way, from green lighting, calling to confirm he's no good, to driving to his home, are all being considered acts within the conspiracy to murder Swifty Blue. Every participant that made a call, gave a code, or sent word is being charged in the conspiracy to murder the rapper.
That's crazy.
And to be quite honest, I'm surprised that he's still alive. The thing is, this arrest does nothing for Swifty Blue. According to the information we have, he's been marked for death since 2022, and it doesn't matter if it's 2042. His name can never come out of that hat until his ticket has been punched. He
could. He would have to get in with a top dog, and he would have to say, give him a pass. That's the only way. Cause, like, again, according to, like, when you hear the stories in the rooms or whatever, the mafia, the cartels, they got a real structure. Think about it. You got a top boss, the jefe, whatever. You making billions of dollars, and nobody going against you. It's a reason why. Them niggas ain't stealing. They ain't breaking the code. They're not snitching. They're not nothing because they know why. Yeah, you might be far. He might be far away. You might be far away from him. You might think you're a little old nobody, but he knows exactly who you are. So for that probably be his only way to get his name out of the hat. Like Jake said, the only way that will happen is if you get to a top dog and you plead your case and he says okay. If not, yeah, It don't matter if 2052, 2062, 2072. They ain't stopping because they continue to grow. They continue to grow. Structure just get more structured, and they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money.
The escape would be to leave California entirely.
Even
But his
that wouldn't help
career
you.
relies on his gangster image and remaining.
Even that, like he would have to go. He got to go get all these tattoos removed. He got to move to a different country, and then even that, it's people who are who are still part of that life, who are still living a good life too. You got to think about like all the soldiers. They got to work. All the top dogs. Not saying that they're not putting in no work. Not saying that they still don't have to work, but they don't got to work as much as the bottom soldiers. So therefore, they might be in the Bahamas, chilling. Okay.
In the spotlight. Disrespecting a made man within the Mexican Mafia is never a wise choice, but it sounds more so that it was an opportunity to extort the rapper, and he refused. It's the same storyline for MoneySign Suede. Suede was a resident, meaning he lived in Los Angeles, but he didn't gangbang. When sentenced to prison, he rolled with the Southsiders due to his Mexican heritage, but when it came time to pay respects to the higher-ups by literally paying for their respect, he refused and bled out in the prison shower because of it. The extortion of those with money has led to the demise of those with promising careers.
That's crazy.
Because of an
bro.
affiliation
Want to
to
pay
a
you,
group
bro.
that
I didn't even be here
flourishes
for
not
that
in
long.
luxury, but in the streets and prison.
Damn.
While Swifty Blue has never cooperated with the police, his unwillingness to cooperate with the strict politics of his affiliation may very well be the cause of his death in the future. Now, this is a lot to take in.
Crazy, dog.
In my opinion only, if he disrespected somebody he shouldn't have and is willing to make it right, I think that's how it should have went. Instead of
But some people ain't going. They don't care.
the freedoms of many over one, and essentially 19 people.
Yeah, that's thinking smarty though. That's thinking smarty. You gotta think about it, like when it comes to the streets, the streets are dumb itself. Doing the things that people do, it's already dumb. So therefore, of course, it comes with dumb rules. When it comes to disrespect, it's like even that. It don't even have nothing to do with the street. It's some people, like especially men. We don't. Some of us don't know how to put our pride to the side. Some of us take things too wholehearted. Like, oh, you said F me, I gotta wipe your whole family out because I said two words. It's words. I didn't touch you. I didn't do nothing to them to nobody in your family. I said two words, and you want to wipe a nigga whole family out? But yes, they will. Because some people feel like if you did it and they give you a pass, somebody else gonna do it. They don't think they gonna get a pass. Now everybody think they're soft. No, it's just some things. Just certain actions that don't deserve a reaction, and that's when you're thinking smarter. That's how you don't end up crashing out about things that ain't worth crashing out about.
Being charged in a conspiracy that can end horribly for all 19 of them. Now, from my understanding, the Southsiders are under very strict politics, and if he snitched, or if he did some weird shit, or did something to cause harm to one of his own, it would make more sense for this level of aggression.
Yeah.
But if this is truly a scheme to extort a rapper, in that sense,
it probably came with both though, Jake. It probably was both. He probably refused to pay and disrespected somebody in the same sentence. Not just like, oh, I ain't paying, but oh, I ain't paying you. Woo, 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 woo. A bunch of words behind that, and then it was like, oh, you think you Mr. Tough Guy now? Not saying that's what he did, but again, like how Jake saying it, it is true. Like for this level of aggression, for you to want a nigga wiped out, for you to send in all these people, Like, he had to have done something ultimately disrespectful, bro. Like, this can't just be he didn't want to pay, or he said "f you." It gotta be a lot of things combined. But again, that's thinking with a level head. Sometimes when you're in that life, you ain't thinking with a level head because you just think about the disrespect.
I don't know if I can necessarily fault Swifty Blue for not wanting to be extorted, because it's
I
like at
wouldn't
the end of
because
the day,
when
even
is it
though
gonna
you fall
stop?
into certain politics as a gangster yourself, right? You're gonna feel tried knowing you have to give up something. You're giving something up, and it goes against
Your morals.
the foundation of your
Like,
core.
hold on,
You know, like,
what?
wait a minute, I'm the
I
one that
work for
does the
this.
extorting. I'm the one telling people to tap in for $25,000, and I'm gonna make sure they're good. Now I gotta pay somebody else to make sure I'm good. I'm the gangster. So I'm gonna be honest, in my opinion, it sounds like he's in a situation he can't get out of.
Yeah.
In a place where his enemies outnumber him, and there's not much he's gonna be able to do because he can't
I'm
take
telling
on the
you, you
entire
gotta be able to get to that
Southside
top dog and pay that fee.
The only thing that I can think of that would essentially save him and his career, move to Miami. I'm gonna be honest with you, Miami's a different place. You can still have the same image, you can still do what you do. You're just not gonna be under those politics because it's Miami. Now, yeah, anyone can book flights, this and that, but after what happened with Lil Durk, I don't think anybody really wants to do that. This organization is clearly powerful because of how many people in California don't speak on them. But there's also a message behind this video. Look at the situation with MoneySign Suede, right? He went to prison, rolled with the Southsiders. And this is the thing, is everybody is gonna have a use. The men that go in there and they're broke, they have nothing to offer but violence. That's why when your name gets called.
Oh God! Another quick story that happened to this white kid I was in jail with, bruh. Like again, I told this story before, like, well, at least part of it. Mind you, we was talking for some days before they made him stop talking to me. But before the final day that they made him stop talking to me, they was already telling him he got to start paying. Like, bro, like this thing, he was literally there for like, this is the first week, and they're already on some. You got to pay us. Pay you for what? This is a normal white kid off the street. Made a mistake with being around people. Supposedly, according to him, his friends did something. He just happened to be standing right there, but the person that they was doing something to knew him more than his friends, so they put him out first. So, yeah, but it's just crazy, dog. Jail is not the place you want to be, bro.
Well, you raise your hand. You're getting sent to go do that. You're about to put in some work. You have nothing else to offer. But when these rappers come in, even if these rappers aren't famous, you've got guys in prison that know nothing about going viral. They don't understand it. Their mind doesn't comprehend it. Oh, he's got millions of views. All they hear is the word million. This might be a broke rapper who went viral. And he might not even have gone viral on his own page. It might have been another page that posted him and it went viral on their page.
Oh God! Now I gotta pay you,
and they think you got money. Okay, well we're not.
You know, something like, yeah. Oh, he's a rapper. Oh, he's signed. Oh yeah, you get investment money. Oh yeah, run that. Put money on me and the homies books. Me and the homies, bro.
Send him to go stab nobody.
What?
You just gotta put some of that money.
Me and the homies. Who are the homies?
You know, put some funds into the kitty. People don't want to do that, and it ends how it ends. Now, this case was investigated by
I'll be in the same boat. What? Hey,
the FBI,
brother,
it isn't a federal case. It's a state case, but with the FBI's assistance, I wonder how much that's gonna play out or have an effect on the way this case plays out, as far as them being found guilty. But like I said, this specific organization doesn't flourish in Beverly Hills, they flourish in prison. Meaning if Swifty Blue does anything to wind up in certain places, it's that much more of a chance they get what they want, which is essentially him. But hey, let me know y'all's thoughts in the.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.